Dear students, today we are going to learn about renewable energy resources. Energy is the measure of prosperity of any nation, so energy demand is growing day by day. The per capita use of energy by the Americans is 24 times more than Indians. The world's demand for the electricity has almost doubled in the last 20 years. There are various energy resources which can be classified into two main groups: non renewable energy resources and renewable energy resources. Renewable energy resources are those energy resources which can be easily replenished or can be regenerated again and again with the passage of time. For example, hydroelectric power, solar energy, biomass energy, wind energy, ocean energy, tidal energy, and geothermal energy. First of all, we will discuss about hydroelectric power. So, energy obtained from the water is known as hydroelectric power. The potential energy of the stored water behind the dam is converted into kinetic energy to run the turbines and to generate the electricity. As you can see in the figure, water is allowed to fall from a particular height to run the turbines and to produce the electricity. In India, Bhakra Dam, Nangal Dam, Theen Dam, Hirakund Dam, and the Damodar Valley dams are important hydel power projects. There are many advantages of hydroelectric power. It is a renewable source of energy as same water is used again and again to produce the electricity. It does not cause any pollution because there is no burning activity. It is a cheaper source of energy. It is very convenient to use. It helps to check the floods. Stored water can be used for irrigation also, for the production of fisheries, and for recreational activities. It can also be used for pumping out of water, to run the electric bulbs, to run the various electric appliances, and even for the electrification of trains, we use the hydroelectric power. There are certain limitations of the hydroelectric power. There is a need to construct more dams with visionary planning at the suitable sites so that we can meet up the demand of exploding population. The smaller dams should be preferred than the larger dams due to less negative impact on the environment. After that, we will discuss about solar energy. So, dear students, sun is the ultimate source of energy. The energy obtained from the solar radiations is known as solar energy. The sun can give you as much as energy we need for the whole year in just 1 hour. The solar energy can be easily harnessed through the solar thermal energy conversion using flat plate connectors, concentric collectors, solar cookers, and solar heaters, etc. The advantages of solar energy are: it is renewable source of energy as sunshine is available daily without any cost. It does not cause any pollution because there is no burning activity. It can be easily stored in solar inverters. It can be easily used for heating and cooling of buildings. It is available in abundance, can be used to run the solar lights. The photovoltaic cells can be used in calculators and watches. Solar cookers can be used for cooking. Solar water heaters can be used for heating water. It can be used to generate electricity through the flat plate and concentric collectors also. There are certain limitations of solar energy. A large space is required to collect the sufficient amount of solar radiations. That is the reason we install the solar collectors at the top of the roofs. Solar energy is not available during the rainy season or rainy days or the during night. but it can be easily stored for night also. The next is biomass energy. The energy obtained from the living biomass or the organic matter is known as biomass energy. Sources of biomass energy are wood, agricultural waste, animal waste, organic waste, poultry waste, and vegetable waste, including the urban waste. So, biomass can be easily used to produce the biogas through the community biogas plants. Biogas is simply a mixture of methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and hydrogen sulfide, which can be used to run the biofuels or any appliances. Petroplants like Euphorbia roylina and various species of cactus can be used to extract the biopetrol. Similarly, biofuels or biodiesels can be used to produce the gasoline also. There are advantages of the biomass energy are it is renewable source of energy as biomass is available in one form or the other, that too free of cost in India. The biomass energy can be planted by growing petroplants and diesel plants. Biogas is very good alternative to LPG and CNG. Limitations of biomass energy: there is a need to segregate the solid waste into biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. If that can be done, it is very good source of energy. Then wind energy, it is also called wind power. So energy obtained from the strong currents of the wind, especially in sandy areas, is known as wind energy. It is one of the earliest sources of energy for sailing of ships. Windmills were developed by China to grind food grains almost more than 2000 years ago. So, India is the third largest producer of the wind energy in the world. Advantages of the wind energy: it is renewable source of energy as it causes no pollution. It can be used to produce electricity. It can be used to pump out water and to run the windmills. It can be managed very easily. Wind energy conversion systems are available to produce the electric power. There are certain limitations of wind energy also. It is confined to the areas where strong currents are available. That means we can produce it only in the sandy areas, desert areas. Intensity of the wind does not remain same throughout the day. Wind energy causes noise pollution also. So that is the reason it is confined only to the desert regions. Next is ocean energy or the OTEC. Energy obtained from the ocean through the OTEC, that is ocean thermal energy conversion, is called ocean energy. As you can see in the diagram, the upper surface of the ocean, that is getting solar radiations, it can achieve the temperature range of 45 degree to 50 degrees Celsius during summer, but up to the depth of 10 meter the temperature of the ocean water is in the range of 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. It means 10-meter thick layer of hot water is available daily during the ocean, which can be easily converted to the steam and it can be used to run the turbines and to produce the hydroelectric power, particularly in the coastal regions. So such type of energy is known as ocean energy. It has many advantages. It is a pollution free and renewable source of energy. It can easily supplement the energy crisis of the coastal cities. It can produce large amount of energy that can be harnessed through OTEC. It is cost effective as infrastructures to store the energy is already available. The coastal areas and the islands can become self-sufficient for the energy requirement. Means energy crisis can be resolved in the coastal areas by using the OTEC. But its one limitation is there. it is confined only to the coastal areas. We cannot produce it in the Punjab because we don't have any area adjacent to the coastal line. Tidal energy. The energy produced from the tides of the oceans is called tidal energy or the wave energy because ocean water is always in turbulent stage. It has number of waves always available. So tides or the waves present in the water have energy due to the motion. The kinetic energy of the tides can be used to run turbines and to produce the electric power. Advantages: it is a renewable source of energy because tides are available daily, free of cost. It does not cause any pollution because there is no burning activity. It can easily supplement the energy crisis of coastal cities. It can be used to produce the electricity, but it is available only in the coastal areas or the coastal cities. That is its one major limitation. Next is geothermal energy. The energy obtained from the hot water springs coming out of the earth is known as geothermal energy. The hot water springs are located in Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka. For example, in Manikaran Sahib, we are having hot boiling water coming from the hot water springs, which can be easily used to produce the steam and which in turn can be used to run turbines and to produce the electricity. Advantages of geothermal energy: it is a renewable source of energy, it does not cause any pollution, it can be used to pump out the water in hilly areas, it can be used to generate electricity for running the electric bulbs. But its limitation is it can be produced only in the areas where hot springs are available. After that, we are having alternative sources of energy also. The alternative sources of energy include hydrogen energy, nuclear energy, etc. Nuclear energy is the energy produced from various radioactive substances like uranium, plutonium, and thorium, etc. The smaller number of the radioactive elements can produce an enormous amount of energy by nuclear fission, nuclear fusion using nuclear reactor. But due to the lack of skilled workers, skilled technicians, expert handling of the nuclear waste, and harmful genetic damaging effects, nuclear energy cannot be exploited at the moment in India at a major scale. The renewable sources of energy like solar energy, hydroelectric power, biomass energy must be explored as they are the future sources of energy in India. Future sources of energy, we can say, they include hydrogen, alcohol, and fuel cells. So hydrogen is the can be produced from the water because water is the main source of hydrogen. It can be produced from the water using the electrolytic method, photolytic method, photobiological method, and photoelectrolytic method. Its advantages are it is a clean liquid source of energy, it is easy to transport, it can be stored for future use, it is a renewable and inexhaustible sources of energy, it is highly efficient, but its limitation is it is quite expensive as energy is required to produce hydrogen from the water. It is highly inflammable and can cause the accident also. Alcohol, it is also called ethanol or the ethyl alcohol. It can be used as a fuel to supplement in the petrol, the fermentation of various agricultural crops like sugarcane, corn, potato can be used to produce the alcohol with the help of yeast and bacteria. Advantages of alcohol: it is cheap and renewable source of energy. It can reduce pollution when used in light and heavy vehicles. It can improve the efficiency of the engines and require fewer repairs only. Its limitations are it use also require fossil fuels like petrol. It requires the consumption of economical useful plant products as raw material. Then fuel cells. Fuel cells are the electrochemical devices that convert the chemical energy into electrical energy. Fuel cell consists of two electrodes immersed in an electrolyte. Hydrogen is wet at the anode, you can see in the figure, while the oxygen is wet at the cathode. So both react to form the electricity and water. Advantages of fuel cells: they can be easily used to run the vehicles. Fuel cells can be used to supply power to the hospitals, airports, buildings, even in the remote areas also. There is a minimum loss of energy during conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy in the fuel cells. Fuel cells can be given any shape as per need. Resources of energy should be conserved to meet up the growing demand of the world. So we can conclude, although there is availability of non-renewable energy resources like coal, oil and natural gas, but they should be used very wisely. But renewable sources of energy must be explored to a great extent. That means hydroelectric power, solar energy, geothermal energy, wind energy, and biomass energy must be explored. Solar energy and biomass energy are future sources of the India. It means we can meet up the growing demand of the world by exploring more and more renewable resources of energy. So thank you very much. I hope so. You must have liked this video. Kindly share with your friends and you must promote the renewable energy resources. Thank you.